College Hill Celebrity Edition Season 3, Episode 7. So Santana is loving the new music and culture class, and everybody is like, it seems like he might be able to make a comeback. I hope so. So China was kind of dozing off in the class, and Saucy was like making a big deal out of it because he was like, every time I fell asleep, it was a big deal. So check her. But of course, it's different because, like China said, I'm tired because I've been working hard, stressed out about the grades, going with Carlos to do the charity work, while Santana is tired because he be drinking and partying all night. So it's not the same reasoning behind why you falling asleep in class. So when they get back to the house, we see Santana doing all his work now. He's like, I'm ready to do my presentation. You know, nobody thought a queer guy would be where I'm at in music, especially hip hop. And he's really into this class. So I feel like they should have maybe let them pick a major or something, because if he could have majored in music, Santana would have ate this program up. And honestly, that's how college is supposed to be. In high school, you have all those varieties of classes that you can't choose. But when you get to college, you get to pick your major, so that every class you're in, you should have some sort of interest in, unless it's just those basic classes like math, English, etc. that you have to take. But, you know. So they showed us a series of events. Santana giving his presentation, doing a good job, practicing for cheerleading, showing out at the game. So Nick and Carlos are sitting outside, and Nick tells Carlos, like, yeah, I got a baby on the way. Like, all right. That was random. Like, how long did you know? So Claudia was like, you know, we've been really stressed out, so I booked a massage for me and the lady. So that was nice of her, especially for Angela, because we know Angela been super stressed out. So Claudia got herself, Angela, and Tamar a massage. And Claudia had me weak. She said, clearly we've been away from home too long, away from our loved ones, because Tamar's in here moaning and groaning like she hasn't been touched in years. So, you know, the guys was a little jealous, but it's like, no shade. Santana and Nick, y'all don't deserve no massage. Y'all have not been working that hard. That's why y'all got the lowest GPAs. Now, Carlos did deserve a massage. He's the top of the class. Okay, so now it's the next day, and we see that they have a Zoom call coming in from the academic advisor, and she's like, I need to have a meeting with all of y'all. So they're calling everybody downstairs. So she basically tells them, you know, graduation is approaching. Make sure that y'all have all y'all assignments in, and that, you know, y'all are ready for y'all finals because y'all taking them this week. So then the advisor says, in Santana, me and you need to have a one-on-one tomorrow so we could discuss your status in the program, because he just now getting it together. And he was like, listen, I'm available to meet right now. Like, do you want to meet right now? And she was like, no, I feel like we need to do it in person. So he was just looking all shook. So we're going to see what she say tomorrow. Hopefully it's not too late for him to be trying to get his stuff together, because passing one class, just the music and culture class, is not going to be enough, honestly. He was also passing, I think he was passing 2 classes or 3, but he's failing 2 classes for sure. Santana like, oh, she's still coming at me. You know what? I'm about to walk the fuck off on her ass. And he was like, you know what? I'm not going to see you tomorrow. Mwah. And got up and walked away. So I guess is he about to quit school? I think he might be about to drop out, y'all. So they all telling him, like, you don't even know what she want to talk to you about. Don't throw the towel in. You work too hard. You're getting yourself together. And he like, no, y'all can help me pack my stuff. Now, I know Carlos has a girlfriend, but has anyone peeped little moments between Carlos and Claudia? Like, I feel like they have a little vibe. But basically, they were in the room, and he was asking her why she has all this beef jerky and all these survivalist snacks. And then somehow they got to talking about jerking off, and all the guys jerking off in the room. And he was like, no, we're not jacking off in the room. There's no touching of anything. So the next day, we see Carlos and Claudia together again. She's eating some chicken and waffles. And Claudia's basically just like, you know, I feel like valedictorian is between me and Carlos. Because like I said, Tamar and Claudia has similar GPAs, but Claudia has definitely been more focused than Tamar. And then China wanted valedictorian, but I feel like she knows that's probably not happening after her midterm grades. So it looks like it's between Claudia and Carlos. So I guess Saucy just sleep in his thong, because he was like, Tamar, can you bring me my boo-boo? I'm tired of them catching me on camera like this. And Tamar was like, no, you should get up in that wonderful outfit you sleep in. And he like, they catch me with it like every day. He said BET think it's OF. Y'all not about to have him keep exposing himself. Okay, so China might still be in the running for valedictorian, because she let us know that the project where she got the C in the class, she was able to put it into PowerPoint format, and the teacher ended up changing her grade to an A. So I believe that means she would have all A's and B's now. China also asked one of their teachers how could they get extra credit, and he told them that they're going to do a voter registration event, and whoever registers the most people to vote will get the extra credit. China said she's going hard. She's going to be following people back on Instagram and everything. I feel like out of the 6 of them, China, Saucy, and kinda Tamar have the most like ties to the youth, and like people would be excited, you know, to listen to them talk about that. So the voter registration thing is 2 versus 2. Tamar has a migraine, so she's staying home, which is losing her the possibility to be valedictorian. And of course, Santana is staying home because he's saying, I'm not running into the academic advisor. So the girls are winning. They're telling, you know, the female students like, oh, this is girls versus boys. We just need y'all to sign it for us. And then Carlos decides, how can we pull ahead? So he calls and orders 50 pizzas. And just like that, the ties changed, and now the guys are winning, because all you got to do is register and you get your slice of pizza. They ain't ate all day. So Claudia and China taking pictures with them, trying to get them to vote. And then I'm like, I bet you they unfollowed them back. They follow all the people back, and they probably unfollowed them. So the girls still won 123-92. So Carlos, you bought 50 pizzas for no reason, child. Now the professor going to say, oh, I have to give all of y'all extra credit because y'all all did y'all thing. Was you going to give everybody extra credit if the guys won with a bribing? I hope so. We see China and Carlos having a conversation, and she just tells him that she's proud of him and like the 180 that he's made while he's been here, you know, completely getting into the program, where at first he was very combative, always giving pushback, causing drama. So we see them working on their two finals. The first one is the Converge Media Final, where they have to talk about their narrative and their legacies and addressing everything in the headlines, which was that class that really was triggering China at the beginning. And then in the music and culture class, they have a final where they have to play with seasoned musicians, dancing or drumming, and they're getting graded based on how much or how well they participate. So it's looking like Santana's not going to make it. I believe he's already ready for the music and culture final, but he has to do the final with Saucy, where they address their legacies and what's in the headlines about them. And instead of him staying home and interviewing Nick to get his story, he's talking about he's going out again to get drunk. Mind you, this is the same thing that he was mad about last week when Claudia was like, the teacher reached out to me and asked would I be Nick's partner if you bailed on him. And he felt the way. But that's what you're doing. So clearly the professor and Claudia was right. So they making sure that she could be there for Nick. But Nick acknowledged that Claudia had a lot on her plate. And I mean, he knows that she wants to be valedictorian and everything. So he was like, I ended up asking one of the other students to help me. So it's just a random girl from the school. And she's going to do it with Nick instead. So Nick, China, and Santana are up. And they're about to go to the music class to play the drums at Congo Square. All of a sudden, Santana says, oh, it's hot. I'm not going to school this morning. Like, we finally thought you found a class that you liked and you was going to be serious about. You talking about it's hot. Like, please. So they all basically say, like, they're tired of motivating Santana and they leave. And Santana really tripping because he liked this class and this is an easy final. Literally, all y'all got to do is go there and just make sure that you're sitting down playing a drum or that you are dancing. So Congo Square is really historic. China lets us know that free African Americans and slaves in the past used to come to Congo Square on Sundays to play instruments and stuff. And Claudia basically said she really enjoyed herself. It was like catching the Holy Ghost or the Holy Spirit at church. She was like, she really could feel the ancestors and she had a great time. And Nick said like he felt Santana would have really enjoyed this too. And so do I. Okay, so the next day we see them on their way to the Converge Media Final, which I believe is the last final. Santana doesn't make it again. He's definitely not graduating, y'all. So China is a little nervous because remember this class was the one that she was kind of dreading. She doesn't want to address everything that's in the headlines about her and maybe what kind of legacy she might be leaving behind. So China was kind of tripping over her words even though she was prepared, but that was just because she was nervous. But she ended up getting it together and doing a good job and basically letting it be known that Claudia is more than just this messy gossip person. She actually does a lot of charity work, such as giving prom dresses to girls who can't afford them and things like that. Claudia did so good presenting Angela's story. You could tell that she was proud of her, just like everybody else is. And, you know, just everything that we've already seen on social media of her journey from Black China to Angela White. So Tamar and Carlos go. They both do good. And then all of a sudden, Santana comes strolling in the room. So everyone's in shock and they're just like, let's see what's going to happen because we don't think he's prepared. So we'll see how Santana does next week on the season finale. It also looks like Santana might be getting a letter from the school kicking him out. And we will be seeing Tokyo Tony because they are having family day before graduation. So I'll see y'all next week on Thursday for episode 8. Bye, y'all.